Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Dave, welcome back to Wilde Reads and a warm welcome back to 6 more books to look out for in April this year. This is again a bit of a mixture, so we've got some literary fiction, we've got a little bit of crime and thriller, and we've also got a little bit of non-fiction as well. So some really good books on this list. These are all coming out in paperback during the next month. So straight on with the books. The first one we've got is a book that sold in huge numbers in hardback. It was one of the runaway non-fiction hits during recent months, and this is Going to Hurt from Adam Kay. Adam Kay is a junior doctor working in the NHS, and Stephen Fry described this book as painfully funny. The pain and the funniness somehow add up to something entirely good, entirely noble, and entirely lovable. This book won the Books in My Bag Non-Fiction Book of the Year, the Books in My Bag Reader's Choice Award, the winner of Blackwell's Debut Book of the Year, and the winner of iBooks Book of the Year. So what's it about? It's 97-hour weeks, life and death decisions, a constant tsunami of bodily fluids, and the hospital parking meter earns more than you. Welcome to the life of a junior doctor. Scribbled in secret after endless days, sleepless nights and missed weekends, Adam Kay's diaries provide a no-holds-barred account of his time on the NHS front line. Hilarious, horrifying and heartbreaking. This is everything you wanted to know and more than a few things you didn't about life on and off the hospital wall. So that's Adam Kay. This is Going to Hurt. This is published by Picador and it's out on the 19th of April. The second book we have on our list is a thriller that I read last year when it came out in hardback, and this is from my favourite psychological thriller writer, Erin Kelly. I've read absolutely everything that Erin Kelly's written, and I highly recommend her. She's absolutely brilliant. She is truly the queen of scream. She writes these absolutely gripping psychological thrillers with enormous twists in them. Her twists I can never see coming, and they always leave me absolutely stunned. This book was no exception. This is He Said, She Said, and this is out in paperback, published by Hodder, and it's out on the 5th of April. And this is what it says in the blurb. Don't be left in the dark. In the hushed aftermath of a total eclipse, Laura witnesses a brutal attack. She and her boyfriend Kit call the police, and in that moment, 4 lives change forever. 15 years on, Laura and Kit live in fear, and while Laura knows she was right to speak out, she also knows that you can never see the whole picture. Something is always hidden, something she never could have guessed. This is an absolutely brilliant book. It's every bit as good as Erin Kelly's first books. The first book of hers I read was The Poison Tree, which was later adapted for ITV. I didn't think the TV adaptation did the book any justice whatsoever. So if you like this one, please go and check out Erin Kelly's backlist, because she's written some absolutely brilliant books. So that's Erin Kelly, out on the 5th of April with He Said, She Said, published by Hodder. The next book we have on our list is also a bit of a thriller. I kept seeing this book when we went to Scotland last year on our sort of autumn break. We kept seeing this book. Every bookshop we went in had a big display of this book. So this is The Accident on the A35. It's by Graham McCrae Burnett. This is published by Contraband. It's out in paperback on the 5th of April. And Graham McCrae Burnett also wrote another best-selling book, His Bloody Project, which I've heard some very good reports about. This one is from the author of His Bloody Project, which was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2016. There does not appear to be anything remarkable about the fatal car crash on the A35, but one question dogs Inspector Georges Gorski. Where has the victim, an outwardly austere lawyer, been on the night of his death? The troubled Gorski finds himself drawn into a mystery that takes him behind the respectable veneer of the sleepy French backwater of St. Louis. Graham McCrae Burnett returns with a literary mystery that will beguile fans of His Bloody Project and the disappearance of Adele Bordeaux. Darkly humorous, subtle and sophisticated, The Accident on the A35 burrows deep into the psyches of its characters and explores the forgotten corners of small town life. So that's The Accident on the A35, published by Contraband, out on the 5th of April in paperback by Graham McCrae Burnett. The next book we have on our list is again a book that I've seen over and over on BookTube and Instagram and Bookstagram. The cover is really quite memorable. This is Strange Heart Beating by Ellie Goldstone. And this is out in paperback on the 5th of April and it's published by Granta. Seb's beautiful beloved wife Leda has been killed by a swan. Sorting through her belongings after her death, he comes across a packet of unopened letters from Olaf, a man whom Leda has never mentioned. Floundering professionally and sunk by grief, he decides to travel to Leda's home village in Latvia to patch her story together. But with each new person that he turns to for answers, Seb is met instead by more questions about Leda, her past and their life together. A darkly funny, seductive novel that confronts the black undercurrent of possession inherent in love. Strange Heart Beating is a breathtaking debut from an author whose vision is both acerbic and tender. So that's Strange Heart Beating, published by Granta. It's out on the 5th of April and the author is Ellie Goldstone. The next book is a book that I've been meaning to buy for months and months and months since I saw it in proof copy, I think on Twitter or on Instagram or something along those lines. This is Gather the Daughters. This is published by Tinder Press. It's out on paperback on the 5th of April. This is written by Jenny Melamed. And as I say, when I first read the blurb and I first saw the cover of this, I instantly wanted to buy it, never got round to it. On a small isolated island, there's a community that lives by its own rules. Boys grow up knowing they will one day take charge, while girls know they will be married and pregnant within moments of hitting womanhood. But before that time comes, a ritual offers children an exhilarating reprieve. Every summer, they are turned out onto their doorsteps to roam the island, sleep on the beach, and build camps in trees, to be free. At the end of one such summer, one of the younger girls sees something she was never supposed to see, and she returns home with the truth that could bring their island world to their knees. I've heard comparisons with this book with The Handmaid's Tale and with Naomi Alderman's The Power. It's supposed to be every bit as good as those books. So that's Gather the Daughters, published by Tinder Press, in paperback, and it's out on the 5th of April. The next book is probably a book that will need no introduction. It recently has been longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction this year. This is Singh Unburied Singh by Jasmine Wilde. This is out in paperback on the 19th of April and it's published by Bloomsbury. It's got a beautiful new cover. I own this book in this edition in hardback. This has been shortlisted for so many prizes now. So it's been longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction 2018. Wouldn't be at all surprised if it was on the shortlist. Winner of the National Book Award. This was one of Barack Obama's best books of 2017, selected as a book of the year by the New York Times, the New Statesman, the Financial Times, the New York Times Book Review, Time Magazine and the BBC. Finalist for the Pen Faulkner Award, the Kirkus Prize, the Andrew Carnegie Medal, the National Book Critics. My God, this book comes highly, highly recommended. An intimate portrait of a family and an epic tale of hope and struggle. Singh Unburied Singh examines the ugly truths at the heart of the American story and the power and limitations of family bonds. Jojo is 13 years old and trying to understand what it means to be a man. His mother, Leonie, is in constant conflict with herself and those around her. She is black and her children's father is white. Embattled in ways that reflect the brutal reality of her circumstances, she wants to be a better mother, but can't put her children above her own needs, especially her drug use. When the children's father is released from prison, Leonie packs her kids and a friend into her car and drives north to the heart of Mississippi and Parchman Farm, the state penitentiary. At Parchman there is another boy, the ghost of a dead inmate, who carries all of the ugly history of the South with him in his wandering. He too has something to teach Jojo about fathers and sons, about legacies, about violence and about love. So it sounds absolutely incredible. So that was it. That was the 6 more books, all out in paperback during the month of April. I hope you enjoyed those. There are some absolutely fantastic books there. You will find details of all these books in the description box down below. Until I see you next time, whatever you're doing this week, enjoy your books. And I'll see you back here next time for another BookTube video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.